Hello and welcome. I'm Bethany Hadfield, quantum healing hypnosis practitioner and avid astrologer. And I'm here to share with you this month about this Gemini new moon. So we're rolling through the cycles. I'm back once again with this information following the astrological journey through time and space and sharing my insights with you. So welcome you to this ceremony. If you haven't already for this new moon, I do welcome you to use this time and this video as an opportunity to just slow down, take your time, and really use it somewhat as a form of a meditation, just absorbing the information, taking what resonates and using it to create your own thoughts, your own inspirations and your own intentions for this new moon in Gemini. So welcome. So Gemini is the twins. It is the dark and the light. It's Mercury. It is very much about change, flexibility. It is the left and the right. It is being able to go anywhere, essentially. It is the mind, it is air, it is very quick, it is playful, it is curious. And so what this month really is all about is clarity of mind. Of course, it is also about communication. So highlighted as well is this communication, what we say and how we speak to others. Now this can also be telepathic, very much so. This is definitely highlighted, remembering that our thoughts are felt no matter how far away we are from each other. This is this connection that we have with others, and it doesn't have to be physical. So it's very powerful, our thoughts, how we think, what we think of others, and how we talk to ourselves, how we talk to others, even in our mind. And we can send these signals, which is a very playful thing to do as well. So playing with that can be something that you can even play with this cycle, which is, we are moving into a time where I believe that telepathy is going to become, greater and greater. It was not that long ago that telepathy was not really much considered a thing. And now it's becoming more and more the norm. And this is huge because the impact of that, where we understand that we can communicate with others and animals too, by the way, or plants, and that has an effect. And in fact, I interestingly was reminded myself of a story, and you can look it up on YouTube, of Diabolo, the black leopard. And it was Anna, this animal communicator. And it's a really, really beautiful story. So I recommend that you do Google it after you've watched this video if you feel so inclined. But very, very pertinent for this Gemini energy. And it really goes to show just how true it really is. So it's not only about this telepathy, because what this telepathy does is it, when we understand that we are all connected and that our thoughts and communication is felt by others, we can begin to understand that we are not operating separately. In fact, we are actually operating all together. And so this is where this Gemini left and right, dark and light, and our choices comes into play, because we can choose to go left or we can choose to go right. We can choose to do things in the right way or the wrong way, and it sort of doesn't really matter, in that either way that is chosen, it is still the same path. The difference is that this is also kind of where karma comes into play, is that we get given the result of our choices based on what we choose, and then that comes back to us. This is this communication. So this is where as well it's about inner judgment, being our own judge, because this theme is very important for this new age of Aquarius. Okay, because we are now in a time where we have complete access. Everything has opened up. The world has it's changed because of technology. And we've gone through this reset, which has also changed the world. We've gone, everything has been opened up. And this is taking some adjustment, which is also something I do want to touch on in terms of ADHD, which is becoming another buzz word that's going around at the moment, and particularly with this Gemini energy, which can be very chaotic of mind at times. I feel is very important to address in this new moon. Because two things actually, because Gemini is also the opposite, of course, is Sagittarius, which is all about travel. And we have so much more psychedelic use than ever before. And this is a form of travel. And we also have more information at our access at all times. And this means as well that we have become global. And rather than, country against country, the game has changed. The Earth game has changed. And so we have to adjust, which is Gemini, to this new environment. And with so much more information, which is light, we are having to actually grow up. This is maturation that we are having to go through, where we actually need to take responsibility for our own being. And this is why it's important actually to tune in with each month, each cycle, to get familiar with this, because we can then begin to understand that we are actually riding in this sequence of this reality, and that we are a part of that. And so by tuning in to these months and these energies of the celestial bodies that go beyond just this earth, that we are a part of this system, we are actually taking responsibility for this bigger picture that we are in. And so with this attention deficit disorder that we've got going on, it's this influx of information that we are not actually accustomed to receiving, because the game has changed. And we're now open. It's open. It's all been opened. The game is over. So we've got access now. That's what people talk about when they say the veil has lifted. This light and dark. This game has of the light and dark, and playing these roles of karma, and they did this to me and I'm going to do this to them, and rah, that has ended. And this is where it's also about this growing up, is because, and being our own judge. And this is how we also find unity, because we have to take responsibility for our actions. And this is important for Gemini, which is all about teaching and learning, playing the different roles of the light and the dark. And so what is really important in this is the communication that we have. Now that is listening, and listening to ourselves in a way that we have not maybe before. really focusing our attention. And this ADHD epidemic, it's actually a result of illusion and lack of focus from overstimulation. So the antidote to that is to really focus our attention. Laser sharp focus. This is consciousness. When we take responsibility for our feelings and our actions and become more conscious of those, where we're spending our energy, this is consciousness. This is giving the attention. So it is really important, more than ever before, to focus our mind, sharpen our eyes and our vision, see very, very clearly. Now, this is not only our physical eyes, but also our inner vision. And so this is why it's very important to focus our energy. You can start by focusing on the crown, and then the third eye. This is very, very important to focus. And you can even see the purple. Focus on, imagine the purple in the middle of the mind. This is very, very important work. And really spend time to focus on that part of your body. Get very, very clear in thinking and imagine that it is crystal clear. And what is also important is to tune into the heart and to listen to the heart. This is something that we don't tend to really do that much, and yet it is so important. Because when we just listen to our heart, the center, the bridge, it really is giving something to yourself. Because when you live through the heart, you cannot go wrong. So it's very, very important to just focus your eyes and your vision as often as you can into the heart, because it's bringing that energy down into a more centered, seated space. Instead of being all erratic in the mind and being pulled this way and that way, Gemini, it is bringing it into a very personal space that can really center that energy, hold it, and it feels good. So it's very important, more than ever, to focus our mind and sharpen our eyes and our vision. Change. This is a very big theme for Gemini, is this changeability. So it's being able to switch and see both sides of the story. This is how we gain perspective. So this is the answer. Because when we have perspective, we can forgive. We can become this master. We take a very different role. We grow up. It's like the difference between a child and an adult. An adult has much more greater perspective than a child. So that's why this is important, to focus. and understand that every action you make is your teaching unto this world. And it doesn't matter which path we take, because it's only roles that are being played. It all ends up, no matter which path, it will all end up meeting at the same point. There is no wrong way. So that's also good to know. So that's what's really important with this Gemini new moon. And I really would recommend to really use it to listen. We are definitely moving into a very different phase. It feels we've had Saturn that has just retrograded, and although it is Gemini, we've got triple Gemini, Sun, Moon and Mercury in Gemini, which would be very super playful, chaotic energy, but because we have Saturn that is retrograding, it's actually just putting this whole slowing down energy onto all of it, making it very solid, very responsible. And so that's what we're going through at this time, because Saturn as well is about maturity. And so that is what's being asked of us in this season, is to really grow up. And it's really a beautiful thing to do, and it's about time that humanity has, because this is what's been going on with all of the previous way that the systems that we had of society and government. But we've gone through the peak of humanity. The populations are declining. The financial systems are all the spending is being slowed down, because Earth has reached that point at the end of 2019, and you could feel that energy. Everybody at the end of the year in 2019, it was like, I can't take this anymore. Enough. And so that is what happened. We reached the peak. And so now the shift, Gemini, the change is how we behave. And it is this maturation. We've stepped into a new phase where the next step is for us to grow up. And that's this age of Aquarius, becoming self-individualized. And that's how we become as a collective this unity, and that feeds into understanding our place in the universe, which it's not only just us, and it's not only just the individual, which it also is about then, of course, transcending this ego, which is why I love doing this work, going through each month with these energies, even if I have pain, but I still do it anyway, because I'm passionate about this, because it's exciting to explore this edge of humanity, where we are growing into this more mature version of ourselves, where we're waking up, we are being enlightened. And so it is very exciting, and I'm very happy that you are watching and joining me on this journey. So if you would like to keep watching, I advise you to, of course, hit subscribe, hit like, tell me your stories about, your perspectives. This is very much Gemini's sharing perspectives, being able to understand and see what other people's perspectives are. I do also offer one-on-one sessions. I do astrology, I do tarot. Very much enjoy doing all of those. I can connect via Skype, online. Can even do just via messages if you have a quick question as well. Very happy to do that, and share insights, which I'm also very passionate about, because I really love to bring in these bigger picture viewpoints that can actually help to connect us to these deeper truths and knowledge, and helping others to learn to do that for themselves. That's very important. So thank you very much for listening and tuning in and joining me. And I hope that this new moon is, giving you all the challenges that you need in order to grow, that we can, continue to follow these energies, because each one is a portal for us to step through. So it really is an initiatory path that we are on. So well done if you're following it. It's not always easy, but it's part of this human experiment of Earth. So well done, as we are ambassadors for humanity. So I will leave it there, and if you would like to reach out, I'll put some information in the description box. Otherwise, I look forward to doing the next video next month. Wishing you all the best and sending lots of love.